Greetings, family. I just need one person to join me so the circle will not be unbroken, and I will get going on this live stream. Maintaining your own power. Maintaining your own power out there. There's my one. Greetings, beloved. Thank you so much for joining this live. As you guys know, how I always do, I come to you when it's time, when the spirit moves, when I feel a nudge. And so here I am, coming to you guys again in my favorite place to be, to come to you, I should say, my favorite place to be, underneath. I want to say sycamore. Last time I said oak. The name sounds so cool to me, but I'm not sure what kind of tree this is I'm under, but I'm going to find out for next time, I promise, so I can be accurate. Hey, Kendra, maintaining your own power. Let the circle be unbroken, family. Let's have a discussion. Let's talk. I wanted to just share a few thoughts about the current state of affairs that we find ourselves entrenched in this day and time here in Babylon, and how we can be maneuvering more effectively, in my opinion. Of course, there's a whole lot of opinions floating around out there today, and depending on who you tune into, who you give your energy, connect your energy with, is going to determine how well or how not so well you are able to maneuver through these conditions we find ourselves in. Hey, Daryl. Hey, Price. Greetings, family. Thank you so much for your shares. First and foremost, I appreciate that. You guys did an exceptional job last time on my last live, getting that word out there, and I humbly appreciate that, because that's what time it is. If if not me, whomever you tune into, and you gain from their own insight, whomever that may be, share those people with others. Get the word out, let folks know, because that's where our safety and security is going to, a lot of that is going to derive from. What I mean by that, there's strength in numbers. There's strength. So if more of us understand the time and what must be done, and the more we get that information out there to others who don't understand that, and allow them to then pick up on the frequencies, and now we're all, more of us are moving in the same energy field and the same radiation frequencies towards righteousness, then we become stronger as a unit. So it's a very, very important to get the word out there. Don't be shy about it, especially in this day and time. I know it's a lot of us we have different types of personalities. Some of us are more introverted than others. Some of us like to just lay back in the cut and get our information that way, discreetly. Some of us are loud and proud and rattle the cages. I get that. We all have our different personalities, but in this day and time, in order for all those personalities to become strengthened collectively, we have to be on the same universal accord as it relates to information. We don't have to all move in the same, do the same things and be robotic, but we really have to have the same collective information in order for us to be strong and united wherever we are in the world. So yeah, I appreciate you guys getting the word out like that. And also, I hear not a lot, but I hear talk out there where people have a tendency to say things like, all we do is talk. We need to, it's enough talking. later for that. It's action time, things like that. I feel that we don't properly understand the roles that we were gifted or subscribed to, or our mission or our purpose at this particular time when we talk like that. Because we each have our specific roles to play. You know, some of us sing it out, and we connect with people that way. Some of us are excellent performers, or some of us are engineers, and we get to the gadgets of things. Some of us are highly spirited, where, you know what I'm saying, when you get to the understanding of the spiritual realm of things. And so if you have scholars who are gifted in the way of orating, in the gift of gab, some people may say, or excellent orator, or somebody who is able to sway the people with their words righteously, and that is their gift. They do that better than anything else on earth. They do better in that than swinging a ball, or educating children, or singing a high note tune. They are scholarly in their approach in how to, in gift of gab. To tell those type of gifted people all they do is talk is essentially dismissing their God-given gift. It's just like it's essential to saying to a Whitney Houston or Anita Baker or a Tina Turner, all you do is sing. Girl, all you do is sing. Get out of my face. That's all you do. That's essentially what you're saying when you say that to people. So everybody has their particular role to play in this journey we find ourselves on. So don't dismiss the role of those who are exceptional in their gift and getting the word out to the people and sharing what they. Now, can they cross-reference and cross gifts and do other things as well as being a great orator? Absolutely. Absolutely. We, a lot of us do that. But don't dismiss those who are out here sharing and getting the information and waking people up and rising and helping people to move in certain directions. Because how are we going to, when people say all you do is talk, we need more action. How do you get a group of people to move in a certain direction if you don't speak to them? If you're not dictating to them why they should be moving in a certain direction, how then are they going to move? So again, when if all folk doing, if you're complaining about all people doing is talking, we need action. But in order that's like putting the cart before the horse. In order for people to maneuver in a direction where, it's beneficial to the whole, then they have to know why they got to maneuver in a certain way. And you know that by people moving. The Montgomery bus boycott, the Million Man March, the whatever large group of maneuvering is going on. The people have to talk to the other people to get them to move in that direction. So I just, I'm close that part of it out, but I just wanted to get that out because I know that, and then we hear people say that, and then some of us will get discouraged and then don't want to speak at all because they feel that other people who don't understand, don't have the proper understanding of the tentacles and how they all work as one collective, one body. You discourage people with that kind of talk. So cut that out. Those who gonna be on the front lines when it's time to be on the front lines, them warriors that stand right out front of the war field, on the battlefield, they gonna be there. Trust, they gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? The ones that's picking up the casualties, or the unfortunate ones that's got bruises and burned and bumped along the way, and they got to drag them off of the battlefield and take them to the nurses unit, and them nurses that take over and nurse them back to health, they gonna be there. Trust, they are there. You know what I'm saying? They are there. So everybody got a role to play in this tough road ahead. Hey Dottie, right, we had a fresh food garden I can contribute to. Yeah, that's my point. That's people have their specific roles to play. So don't downplay anybody's role because you may not understand their role because you're not in it, or two, it's ego a thing. You think of your own role as higher than somebody else's. So you feel like your own, what you're doing and what you're contributing to the whole is more important than what everybody else is doing. And so all y'all doing is talking. All y'all ain't doing nothing, the things that I'm doing. So therefore, if you ain't doing it like I'm doing it, then you doing it inappropriately. So be careful. That ego is something vicious. You say you talking too much, Ola. No, you're not. No, you're not. You playing your role. Hey, Cody. And I appreciate the feedback. I get energy from that, and I appreciate you guys always jumping on and sharing your thoughts and opinions, and even those who disagree with me. I respect and appreciate you too, and I mean that. I'm not just saying it. I mean that because I pay attention to what everybody has to say. And if there's a disagreement, if someone is in disagreement with me and it hits my spirit, a certain way, I've learned to understand my energy, and it hits my spirit a certain way that makes me feel like I need to pay more attention to what you're saying. I do, and it is nothing for me to admit when I'm wrong and change course based on some observation that you've observed that was wiser than my own, and you brought it to my attention, as not out of any vitriol, but out of sheer love for your own sister. I appreciate you guys too, and I mean that. Rock said, before taking action, one must have a plan. Action without organization equals chaos. Absolutely. It's like, what we gonna do? Yeah, y'all talking too much. We need to do some action. Okay, then what's the action? And usually, more often than not, those who have that type of attitude, when you start asking them about the plan, they have none. They don't have a single solitary idea. So be careful, family, who you feed your energy to, because, that's a lot of that kind of talk is lower vibrational, and we don't need to be there right now. We need to stay as high and as high in vibration as possible right now. Basically, the title of this live, maintaining your own power. That's what that goes into. It's like, how do we maintain and keep our power without allowing other people to usurp it, and without freely giving it to other people? You know what I'm saying? And that's part of it, just being more cognizant of where you extend your energy. Because you want to link up with those who are elevating higher than the surface dwelling. A lot of all the games and the silliness and all that kind of stuff I see go on, and I love a good laugh like anybody else. Anybody who follow me on Instagram understand that. You know what I'm saying? But there's a time for funning and gaming, and then there's a time for getting serious and putting on your work boots and strapping them up. And a lot of times, based out of fear, a lot of us don't want to give up that entertainment part at all. And so we laugh through the times where we really should be planning, preparing, putting our boots on, You know, especially not just for you, but for your seeds. You know what I'm saying? Your seeds, you leaving some folks behind when you go that has your same blood that's flowing through your veins. It's flowing through them. So you continuing on. And so how are you setting that up? How are you setting that up by all the time being on fun and games and joke time? And you ain't planning and preparing for nothing in the future. And you excuse that behavior by saying, oh, you know, it is going to be what it's going to be. And you might as well have a good time. And da-da-da, y'all too serious. And no, it's a time and a place for everything. That's balance. That's my art. You can't be way over here extending on one side and you lacking completely on the other. You suffer. You suffer the consequences for that type of behavior. If you knew what I know. So, I mean, in times like this, it's time to start thinking ahead, looking forward, visualizing, knowing what's the deal so we can be prepared. And if you don't know, then you need to link with those who do. You need to link your energy with those who do. I had my little, give me a second, because I got my little pad here so I can better read you guys' comments on the pad versus trying to read this screen. Let's see. Jay, trust and believe when them horns blow, everyone will fall in their places. When them trumpets blow. Yeah, that's real. Hey, Sunrise, you speak to the spirit of unity. Thank you, love. Absolutely, because I understand that is part of our salvation. When you understand that, when you understand the power of unification, and I ain't talking about, again, we all on the same accord, and we all doing the exact same thing, looking the exact same way, and wearing the same thing, and robotic. That's not unified. It's just being on one united front. One united front. Knowing that race first, like my brother Imhotep would say. You know what I'm saying? Maintaining the continuation of our existence. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about unity. So yeah, and so if we understood unity in that fashion, we wouldn't be out here fighting against each other every chance we get. We wouldn't be having all these gender wars, or, you know what I'm saying, all women ain't shit when they do this, or men ain't shit when they do that, and fighting against, you know what I'm saying, every other thing you post on these social media sites is about you dogging out your own sisters, or your own brother, your own people. If you understood the power of unity, you wouldn't be doing that. And that's why it's so important to know thyself. To get to know yourself, to understand yourself, to do things like this, sit out in nature without a single thing else to do on your mind but to get connected in that particular time frame. You know what I'm saying? You may only have 10 minutes to do it, but you made the time to sit out by yourself, listen to nature, put your feet in the grass, on the ground, surface, get grounded, and tune in and just listen to your own thoughts. There's power in that. And when we don't do that, we suffer the consequences because we become disconnected to our own selves, to our own beings. And then we sway whichever the way the wind blows. We don't have no firm, strong ground foundation to cling to, because we don't even know who we are. So whenever the latest fad come out, that's what we jump on, because we don't know what the intrinsic value of self, what that really means, the individualism of who you are and what you represent and what you bring to the world. All you know is they said I'm supposed to wear red bottoms. Everybody else doing red bottoms. I guess I should take all my money, even though I can't afford them, and do that too. You know what I'm saying? They said, Ghana is the place to be. And I know I'm stepping on toes now. because I love Africa and every part of Africa. But I'm just keeping it real with y'all. They said Ghana is the place to be, so hey, I'm going on to Ghana. There's over 50 countries in Africa. Why everybody, on everybody's tongue is one country out of the 50 when there's so much more to explore? You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying I do Ghana. Ghana may be a beautiful place to reside and go and hang out and to put in roots and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure it is. But why is the vast majority of us all of a sudden screaming the same country in Africa? Pay attention to yourself, because you'll understand. It's time to get rooted, family. Get rooted. Race first, Devon. Yes. Folks tell me I need to lighten up, Dyke said. Too much death and destruction around. Well, you know, we all have our place. That's all I'm going to say to that. You know what I'm saying? There's some of us whose gift is comic. Their gift, their brilliancy lies in making other people feel lighthearted and joy. You know, they get paid good money too. They get paid real good money. Those who are really good at it. You know what I'm saying? So there's a place for everybody and a space for everybody. But my thing is, if all you want to do is laugh and joke and have a good time 24/7, 365, I'm side-eyeing you. I'm side-eyeing you because I don't know how healthy that is, especially when it's serious times, you know. So Jay, most gonna wait to the last minute before it's too late. I hear you, and you're right. Some of us will do that, you know, and it will be it's already too late for some. We've got a lot of people are out of here. Y'all ain't paying attention. You know, a lot of people are out of here from this thing, and from both sides, from that thing that's floating through the air, because it is floating through the air. You know what I'm saying? All y'all folks out there keep talking about ain't no such thing as the virus and all that stuff. Yeah, okay. You know, there is some things floating through the air. And then there's some kryptonite they got for you as the solution to what's floating through the air. You know what I'm saying? There's already a lot of people who are out of here from both. And so that's what I mean about serious. It's serious times call for serious matters, and you better get educated. You better get to a proper understanding of what's going on. If you value your own life, if you value the life of your own children, then knowledge is power. It's not just, you know, words on a paper. Them words got meaning. Knowledge is power, and applied knowledge is even more powerful. So how the heck you gonna protect yourself and your own family if you don't even know what really going on out here? And if you on that one-eyed monster, and if you really just tuned in to that one-eyed monster for all your information, well, you charting the wrong course. I don't know what else to tell you. You charting a death course. That's real deal Holyfield. Take it or leave it alone. Hey, Ricky, Michelle. Love never divides, Dion said. It unites. That's real talk. Pure love. True love. Yeah. The higher energetic force of love. Yeah, some of us got that misconstrued too. That whole meaning of what love is and what it really means. Keisha said, you're not my cup of tea. God bless you on your journey. Ashe, Miss Keisha. I shall respect that. I respect her saying that. You know what I'm saying? I respect her saying just that. She spoke her mind, and I'm hoping that she has somebody else that she tunes into that helps her along on her journey to reach a better place. Of course, I'm sure I'm not a whole lot of people cup of tea out there, and I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with that. So I say, Miss Keisha, the dissonance. The dissonance is real, family. Cognitive dissonance. And if you're not familiar with the term, I highly recommend you look that up, because it's prevalent in today's time. You see it all over the place, and it's really basically those who hold a firm belief, whatever that belief may be, in their minds, and maybe it was something they've been believing their whole life long. Or, you know what I'm saying, they standing strong on it, and somebody else comes along and counters that belief, or gives them or shares with them some information that goes against what they have always believed. It's an uncomfortable feeling you get. It's a physical, not just emotion, internally, but physically. You may, find yourself getting angry, or, find your sweat glands maneuvering, or you may even get angry enough you ready to fight, you ready to swing, and so it's a very uncomfortable feeling, because someone is challenging your strong held beliefs. And so you will do anything to protect that, so it's like, so you'll fight them, you close your ears to them, you reject what they have to say. You curse them out. You slam the door in their face. You do whatever you need to do in order to protect how you have previously, how you believe, the thing you believe. And so, despite everything that that you're hearing could be logical, could be common sense, could make all the sense in the world to everybody else, but to you don't even allow your mind to even rotate the thought in order to even get to a point of, is it logical or not, because you close down completely the information. And so that's a medical term, and it's called cognitive dissonance. There's a lot of that going on right now, a lot of that. That's why I pride myself into deliberately going in different spaces that is in completely opposition to how I think, feel, and believe. I do it on purpose sometimes, because that's my way of training my mind not to become brainwashed. Because the dissonance is like a stepping stone process to becoming brainwashed. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like if you're not allowing any other information to get through, except for this, what you've always held on to, and despite the things that you're rejecting could be better for you, or could make more sense, and could be more effective, you hang on to here, then those who are giving you that information that you're clinging on to, you can very a lot more easily manipulate and control your mind, because you don't have both sides of the spectrum, you only have one. And so you don't even know what's going on over here. So yeah, and so they can easily manipulate you better. And so I say all that to say, for me, what I do, I deliberately go into spaces to, it's like strengthening my mental resolve. And so I ain't gotta agree, and sometimes I get into them spaces and I get caught off guard because they talking some stuff that oh wow, damn, that makes sense. I thought it was this way this whole time, but the way they just I heard something in the woods. The way they just broke that down to me makes a whole lot more logical sense than how I was thinking. So let me, what I'm saying, I might need to recalibrate some thoughts and ideas. So that's the power of not allowing your mind to be controlled and contorted, and being brave enough to listen to things that go against your previously held beliefs. But don't push in pride, family. Don't push those who disagree with all your logic. Some things that's just, the information right now is so plentiful. It's pouring out like a dam. I mean, that's not the proper word. A waterfall, I should say. You know what I'm saying? The information is pouring out from all over the place. And when you got dissonance and you decide that you know what I'm saying, you just gonna listen to what the TV say and you going on with whatever they say on the TV, you're not getting it. But it's out there, all over the place, all over the place. I dedicate my whole, well, not my whole, but over on Instagram, the story section. That's where I post all the type of information relating to what's going on currently, that's in the air, all the information that you don't get from the one-eyed monster that people are sharing, medical doctors and scientists and CEOs of the people who create these, the mRNA, the main ingredients that's in these things, the people like that you're not going to hear about. I put all that information on my stories, and it's a lot. It's a lot of information out there, but you got to be tuned in to know what's going on. Australia right now, family. Australia has entered into draconian rule, and it ain't coming. It's here. It's going on. If you're not paying attention to what's going on over the waters, you should be, because it's only a matter of time before the whole process, they attempt to encapsulate the whole process. That's the whole thing of it all. You screaming, they've been screaming it forever, for years, for at least 4 decades. The New World Order, they call it all kind of things. But yeah, and they ain't playing. They ain't gonna succeed, but they ain't playing either. So they won't succeed when we all understand what's going on and stand up and rise up and push back. That's when they don't succeed. But Australia, they taking children, even whether you want them to get vaccinated or not. They literally stripping people's children out of their parents' arms and taking them to get vaccinated. And they got footage of children screaming and kicking and hollering, and they had to literally force some man down on the ground because he was trying to keep his children. I saw another video of some big, strong, burly dude over in Australia. He said he went and got tested just for assurance. He wasn't feeling any kind of he wasn't feeling sick or anything like that. He just, for assurance sakes, he wanted to see. He got tested and it came back positive. They knocked on that man's door with a van out front, told him to pack a bag, and it's all on video. And he was like, well, he was willingly, going along, but he was like, I don't have any symptoms. This dude looked like he worked out 365, big, strong, healthy looking dude. They said I got corona, so I guess I gotta go. And they said they taking him to a location for an unspecified period of time or whatever. So whenever, I guess, I don't know. They didn't say where they was taking him, and they didn't say how long he was gonna have to stay there. But they knocking on doors in Australia, snatching you up out your house, and they snatching babies up out of arms of the parents. And yeah, I saw another one where some looked like some politician was speaking to the general, and was telling folks to don't be afraid, don't worry, we're gonna take good care of your children. We got all kind of nurses and people who specialize in taking care of children, so they're gonna be in good hands. So the parents can't even be with their children, family, when they go get these shots. We better wake up. We better wake up, and that's just Australia. We ain't even talking about what's going on in Israel and what's, a lot of the crackdown, or even all over on the motherland. It's a lot of players involved, family. It's a lot, and it's to a point now where it's like do or die for a lot of these leaders of nations. It's do or die for them. So even if they didn't want to, look. What? Pay attention to what's going on. Even if you don't want to do it and push against this whole agenda, look what they do. What is it, six African leaders annihilated, out of here within a 1 year span. Every last one of them was against their citizens taking kryptonite. You know what I'm saying? Every last one of them out of here. So yeah, the war is real and it's raging and it's on and popping. Rock said at least 3 children have died according to a source I follow. 3? Your source, where's your source? Cause you said children. Yeah, cause we talking thousands. And this is just in this country alone. VAERS. I'm gonna read y'all something. VAERS is the Vaccine Adverse Events Reporting System. Those who may not understand or may not know what that is, family, please just Google it. You know what I'm saying? It's a sister site from CDC. The Center for Disease Control runs the site, and it actually is where people can go to upload any adverse reactions or deaths that they've had after taking the kryptonite. So as of July 2021, as of July 9th, 2021, 463,000 reports have been added. 10,900, and this is as of July 9th, so this is a little bit dated, 2021, but still, 10,991 deaths, 30,781 hospitalizations, 59,402 people in urgent care, 82,000 office visits to doctors, anaphylaxis, 2,487, Bell's palsy, 2,885, miscarriages, 1,073, heart attacks, 3,906, myocarditis, 2,466, disabled, 9,274, life-threatening, 8,832, severe allergic reactions, 19,814, tinnitus, 5,422. Family, this is all public record. This is all public information. You are not going to hear this on the One-Eyed Monster because it goes against their entire agenda to let you know what's going on, because you really understood it's a whole diabolical plan, family. And it's a lot of people out here in the high echelons who don't know what's going on. Just because they got a law degree and the MD behind their name and they got politician license plates and all that stuff, and you think they know better than you, okay? All right, people are dying, family, and it's important for you to get the information for yourself. And you do that by physically taking yourself and going and gathering the information. It's out here. It's not hidden. It's not being disguised. It's just not talked about. It's just not being talked about in the places where you connect your energy to. And so you don't know. And so you really think you're doing the best thing. And that's why I say don't beat up on people, family. Those of you who do know. Don't beat up on the family members who don't know, because it's just they don't know. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's best to just share the information. Just share the information, because there's going to be some who have dissonance. And I don't care what you say, you know what I'm saying, or do. They just not going to get it. Like that article I posted the other day with the lady talking about her father who died from the kryptonite, and she said, well, at least he didn't suffer as greatly because he took the kryptonite. The man died. The man died, and you're saying he didn't suffer as much as he would have if he didn't have the kryptonite? That's a severe case of cognitive dissonance. That's a severe case. So don't beat up on people. Just give them the information. Allow them to do their own research. They may or may not come. They may or may not come to the understanding. It's not for us. We each are led to the thresholds of our own understanding. I'll repeat that. We each are led to the thresholds of our own understanding, based on all the things that we have learned and experienced and done throughout the course of our life up to this point is going to determine our level and basic level of understanding of things. So you and I may understand clearly. We get it clearly, no doubt in our mind. But somebody else haven't walked the paths we walk. They haven't read the books we read. They haven't listened to the people we listened to. They didn't have the parents that we had to put them up on game. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have the teachers that was able to instill in them some different things that allowed them to see a different way. They didn't have the proper understanding of to sit in nature and do what you need to do in order to get connected to a spiritual source higher than your physical plane. They don't have that. And so when you come with your level of understanding and they can't grasp what you're saying because they don't have the history of even be able to grasp it. They was completely somewhere totally different in their journey. And so you're wasting your time. It's like trying to it's like trying to make what I'm trying to say, a turtle run a racehorse. I mean, run a horse race. You know what I'm saying? You line up all these horses, stallions. You know what I'm saying? Here, this one turtle, and you mad at the turtle because the turtle can't run the race the way the horses are running. No, we each are led to the thresholds of our own understanding, family. So, you know, just know that you know, no matter what you say or do, sometimes it's just not going to be enough. And that's okay. And be okay with that. I know, I get it. You know, your passion and your sincere love for other people and your sincere care. You care. Clearly you care, because if you didn't care, you would, you know, I don't care what you do, let go. You know what I'm saying? You would be booting people out your face, but you attempting to explain to them, you know, like, wake up, or else. And they're not getting it, and how that feels. Trust me, I get it. I'm not trying to, you know, be not sympathetic about the situation. I get it. But just know that there's some higher powers at play. We ain't in this fight alone. Don't ever lose sight of that. We ain't in this fight alone. And so you got to just accept sometimes that, like playing cards, playing spades, that your partner got it. Your partner got this go round. All right, y'all playing cards, and you know what I'm saying? You ain't just playing by yourself. You got a partner on the opposite end. So where you know, you can't pick up the books, they got your back. So you gotta, you gotta know that in this type of realm too. Yeah. But keep your faith. Keep your faith. I know it's become a taboo word these days, but I don't give a freak what people think about me. You know what I'm saying? I know where my energy comes from. I know that I'm linked to a source higher than myself, and that's who's been guiding me all up to this point. You know what I'm saying? And I praise Allah, God, Jehovah, Yahshua, you whatever name, Jah, whatever name you want to give him or her, or both. You know what I'm saying? I give it all up, because I know I can't do anything effective without linking into that source. And so faith, you know what I'm saying? Keep your faith, and don't listen to all these naysayers who don't have a connection. And they telling you, you know what I'm saying, you stupid, you da-da-da-da-da, and ain't you God, which we are. Don't get me wrong, we are. We are gods. We are baby gods in human form. But you listen to some of the wrong people, and you find yourself moving in the wrong direction. And so I just say keep your faith, because a lack of it will weaken your energy field. lack of faith will weaken your energy field when you really need it most of all. Like, for instance, they threatening your livelihood out here, and you scared half to death of how you gonna feed your family because we so dependent. And I hope that I have time to get into that. We're so dependent on other people for our sheer survival, which is unfortunate, all of us, myself included, and that now your livelihood is being threatened. If you don't get kryptonite, how am I going to feed my family? And you really, really consider going on with the beast, because that's the only way you're going to feed your family. That's when you know your lack of faith have weakened your energy field. Because those of us who understand that when we stand on principle, and our faith is strong, and we know the source, the energy source, where our energy, the hub, the mothership, the mother load of where our energy is connected to, when we know that it's a source higher than ourselves that's protecting us, that's out here guiding us, that won't allow us to fall by the wayside, and we know that with a surety, without a shadow of a doubt, you don't worry about stuff like that. You don't worry about a job. I think about my father. Oh, that man was so wise, and I so appreciate him because he gave me so many valuable life lessons. He used to say, a job? God damn, a job. My niggas always talking about my job. My job, my this, my job, that. You can get a job anywhere. God damn, a job. He used to say that to me when I was a little girl. Or he used to say that around me. And it's stuck. And it's those type of lessons that I was able to grasp from him that allowed me to say, oh, okay, well, shoot, my father always said, God damn, a job. I can get a job anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, and in understanding too, and I don't want to play this lightly. Don't get me wrong, family. I don't want to play this lightly because I know the anxiety level out there is at an all-time high. And it's easy for me to say because I don't rely on a 9-to-5. You know what I'm saying? So, so it's easy for me to say, and I don't want to take it lightly. But at the same token, it's time. I lost my train of thought, but it's just time to the world is changing. The world is changing in a whole different direction, and this whole working labor, you know what I'm saying, using physical labor, mental labor in exchange for notes, in exchange for Federal Reserve notes. If you paying attention, a lot of that's coming to its end cycle. You know what I'm saying? Look around what's going on. You got all these institutions now that can't even find good help. Look at the I just read an article the other morning about one of the major airlines. Forget which one. They talking about to go picketing and boycotting because they overworked, overstressed, and underpaid. People not coming back to work. And say a lot. When I dug into the story, they basically was explaining. Who was it? Help me out. Southwest? I think it was Southwest. They was explaining that when the COVID first hit and the shutdowns first came about, people were taking their pensions. They were leaving. They were retiring early. And who worked for these airlines? They was like, forget it. I guess they got, that's. Anyway, I'm about to go into a whole nother tangent. Let me stay focused. And so they was taking their pensions, and they decided they didn't want to go back to work. So now this thing had started to read back open and everything, and more and more people, they've been clogged in-house for all these time, and they ready to get out. They ready to spread their wings, explore. So now they, the airlines got an influx. Me and my family was one of them. Influx of people, traveling. but you got like half the staff that you had pre-COVID. And so people overwork, they stress, they lines out the line. When I left Cancun, it took us 4 hours. 4 hours in the airport from check-in to on the plane. And we didn't even have that. I think we sat down for like 10 minutes. 4 hours for the whole process. The lines was out the door. Hundreds of people in line. So, and you got all this work. People stressed, they anxiety, they frustrated. And so they ready to quit. Well, dude, y'all got to do something. And so what that's going to be is that will eventually become a ricochet effect. Because you might have Delta Airlines and American Airlines over here, they're doing fairly well. But Spirit Airline or Southwest is having trouble. And they got to cancel flights because they don't have enough people to manage all the people that's coming through their doors. And so when they cancel their flights or they people pick it and they can't work at all, what do you think gonna happen to Delta in America? Now they got to take on that load because people are not just gonna sit down and say, oh well, I'm not flying because Spirit is going on strike. They gonna say, oh, okay, well I'm gonna pick between these other few airlines to go. And so now they become saturated, you know what I'm saying, and overworked, and it becomes a ricochet effect. And that's just one industry. Now let's take that one industry and spread it across all of them. People, you know what I'm saying, begging for employees out here, giving bonuses, sign-up bonuses, and vacation, double the vacations, and all that kind of paying attention, family. I say all that to say the times are changing. Nothing ever stays the same. This world is evolving. We are coming out of this industrial, this age. You know what I'm saying? It's getting more computerized. You know, it's getting deeper into the digital. But the whole I'll work for you. I'll take I'll take all this precious time out of my days and weeks and help make you rich for a few pennies. You know what I'm saying? The Amazons and the Googles and the people of the world, and look at the difference in how much their employees get versus the CEOs and stuff. That's not a fair, equal, and balanced system. You know what I'm saying? The people that make you rich, the daggone man, what's his name, Elon? I may be saying it wrong. The dude that just shot the rocket up to the moon, in the sky, I should say, excuse me. And his celebration of speech or whatever, he got on TV and said, I was like, God, they bold with it too. It's like, I'd like to thank all of you, my employees, because I couldn't have done that. You paid for this. That's what he said. You paid for this. Who was that? Amazon? The owner of Amazon? It's like, wow, he ain't lying. So they out here richer than fat cats. The world is their oyster. They got enough money to buy islands. More money than God. More money to shoot rockets up in the sky. It's stuff. And you down here on the surface, giving them your energy for 8, 10, 12 hours a day, pennies on the dollar in comparison to what they make. It's not an equal, fair, and balanced scale, family, and that's changing. Little do you know, if you're paying attention, it's changing. People will start, they might not even understand it themselves when they say, when they not ready to go back to work and they doing something other. And see, what happens is when you clamp folks down, you know, the book says, the scripture says, the devil plans, but God is the master planner. The devil plans, but God is the master planner. So you got a plan to shut people down and clam them up and keep them enclosed in their house, but you don't realize what's going on in their minds while you doing that. And they're able to now go better into self and get a better, proper understanding of what's going on with them and the world around them. And so when you lift this, these powers, when you lift up back up and say, okay, y'all can, take all this control and power over other people's autonomy. All right, now I said you can come on back outside and go on back to work now. And you look around and half the workers ain't coming back. Yeah, because God is the master planner. That's real. Excuse me. I'm drinking my beet juice. I got all kind of stuff in here. I have it in the calabash, but not taking nothing from our sister Senyata. This is her container, but I made my own juice this morning. I got all kind of stuff in here. All kind of stuff. Beets and cucumbers and watermelon and mint and turmeric and what else is in here? Peanut butter, banana, asparagus, ginger. I just put it all in there. Oh, a little tip though, family. I tell y'all one thing. Mint, especially fresh mint. If you got fresh mint, put some fresh mint in your watermelon. I cut up my watermelon and put it in a nice little bowl and just kind of mix, mint in with it. It's got to be fresh mint. Oh my gosh, it just give it a whole different flavor. But anyway, let me go back to the stream. Hey King, thank you Saladin. Marva, the domino effect, absolutely. Michelle says, I was just having this conversation with a friend today. We are forced to make fear-based decisions. It's not forced, it's coerced. It's coercion. It's not forced. You pay attention. We really not forced to do anything. We got, in my opinion, sis, I hear you, you know what I'm saying? I partially agree. We still have choice. We still have free will. That's the power of, that was given to us from birth. So, if we don't want to deal with what's going on in America, we can get out of here. We can go other places. If you don't want to take a kryptonite, and your job is requiring you to take kryptonite, and you don't want to take it, you have the option to quit or do something else. So, you know what I'm saying? It's really not forced. It's like, it's just the choices. We feel like we don't have no other choice, but we always do. We always got a choice in the matter, in everything. That's our gift. Free will is our gift. A lot of us don't understand because of fear. Because of fear, we get locked out of understanding our own power. Going back to maintaining your own power. You know what I'm saying? Again, that fear. That fear locks you down from thinking straight, from thinking logically. You see that today all over the place. People doing all kind of illogical stuff. You know what I'm saying? They taking kryptonite out here. They taking kryptonite out this joker because they feel like they don't have no other choice. And you get to that place mentally because of fear. Fear locks your senses of your logical sensory down and don't allow you to think straight, to think logically. That's why they call it frozen in fright. You so scared. You ever see some people so scared they don't know what to do. So they don't do nothing. They just stand there and shake or cry, shiver, scream. You know what I'm saying? Because you frozen in fright. That locks you. It locks your whole mental state down. That's why that's never a good place to maneuver through. You're never a good place to make decisions in a state of fear. It's best to calm yourself down. You know what I'm saying? If you're scared out of your wits, and if you're in a position, sometimes it's a do or die. You're back up against the wall. But if you in a position, like you getting some information, and they telling you from the one-eyed monster is telling you you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this, you got to do that. And it scares you half to death. Before you do that, it's best for you to take 24 hours, sleep on it. There's some wisdom in that too. Our elders and ancestors used to tell us that all the time. If you're not sure what decision you should make, then sleep on it overnight. Yeah, because that gives your sensory time to recalibrate, to move through that fear. You know what I'm saying? You're not making a decision, a snap decision off of your feelings and your emotions. That's even like with, we take that into relationships. You got husband and wife, angry at each other over whatever. And usually the man is angry, and he ready to storm out. He's storming out the door. And you, sister, you're not finished getting it off. You're not finished getting that off. And so you want to stop him. You want to stop him because you want him to hear you out. Be careful with them energy, with that masculine energy maneuvering in that space, especially if if your energy levels are, your anger levels are both up here, and that brother is wanting to go and take a walk or take a ride or want to get away for us, you let him go. You let him go to bring his energy level back down, and yours too. That separation will allow you both to get more clear-headed, to get the cloud, you know what I'm saying? Get all those energetic, heightened senses of energy to settle, and then you can then come back together at a later date, at a later time, to be able to better communicate what just happened. But be careful, because that's how a lot of our sisters get hurt out here. You trying to stop a dude, or he up here, and you right on his face, right up there with him, and the next thing you know what I'm saying, next thing you know, he balling up his fists and all that kind of stuff, and you hit me, I dare you. No, sis, that's not wise. You protect yourself. So if that brother want to leave, you let him go and clear his head. Anyway, I know I didn't just jump straight off of what I wanted to talk about. Self-sustaining, being self-sustaining, and that's also what I'm seeing is getting up out of here with all that dependency. We being forced. It's another thing my father used to tell me all the time. He said it's going to come a time where we're going to be forced to do for self. He was right. He's right again. Here we are. We're going to be forced to do for self. Yeah, because, you know what I'm saying, they threatening your job, and they telling you can't come into different spaces unless you got the kryptonite card, and you know what I'm saying, all these clamping down and control mechanisms. So you can't even make the decision on your own autonomy. And those out there keep saying, oh, we always had kryptonite, we always had to take kryptonite. And it ain't been like this though. It ain't been like this. I ain't never been told that if my child didn't get the MMR shot or whatever shots they need for school, that they can't go to the ball game, or they can't go inside the grocery store, or they can't go, here or there, they can't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never been told that. So be careful with the things that you subscribe to and that you give your okay and credence to, because that makes it stronger, because you become powerful for them when you don't understand what the heck's going on. And so just being self-sufficient is we're finding more and more that we got to get up off the titty. We got to get up off this people's titty, I hear brothers and sisters say stuff like, we built this nation, so this more of our nation than it is this. I have my own theory on that too, family. Yeah, we built this nation, but it was under the threat of death. It was under the whip and the chain. And so we was forced to build this nation for somebody else's rule. We were forced to build this nation so somebody else can remain in power. So is it really our doing? Is it really, was this society built out of the love and affection we have for the land and wanting to be righteous and do that stuff, or were we forced to do this to build somebody else's kingdom and castle? My dad used to say that all this gonna be ours in a minute, and I believe him. All this gonna be ours in a minute, but will it look like this? Will it look like it currently looks today? Is this system of governance and things, and how it's being governed, and even how it looks, the physicality of things, and you know? Or will we be in a place to create with our own mind, with our own desires and dreams and aspirations, and how we want it to be? Will it look different? I'll leave you with that. We at that time now, Saladin. Absolutely. Yes, it's crossroads. They call it all kind of stuff themselves, and they right. They right when they talk about stuff like the what they say, the new world order. What else they call it? I wrote some stuff down. I don't know where it is. There was a few things. Anyway. Yeah. Let me see what else y'all talking. And I've been on here for over an hour, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Hey Angela, hey family. So in closing, I just want to say don't be easily influenced, because those who are easily influenced are easily led astray. So if you're easily to influence, you're easily led in the wrong direction. So utilize and stand strong in your own autonomy. Don't just go with the flow of what the vast majority say do, because it's the vast majority. There's never been a vast majority to shape shift the world anyway. When you study history, you realize it was only a small few who helped to change the trajectory of the whole course of existence. And so you going along with the masses. My father must be coming through me, boy, today, because I'm getting all kind of things that he used to say. He used to say the masses are the asses all over the world. The masses are the asses all over the world. All over the world. So you following behind what the mass majority is doing and saying. Better be careful with that. So don't be easily influenced by what other group think and by what other people do. You know, it's a study. They did a study on that. I was watching that on Instagram the other day. They went into a little clip of it. They study all this, family. They study all this. But anyway, group think. They put a group of men in one room together, and they had, some of you probably seen this, and they had lines on a board, A, B, C, D, and E, and all the lines were different sizes. You know what I'm saying? And so they would say, okay, match up what line is the same length as A. And so the correct answer could be B. But they had one person in the room who ain't know what was going on. Everybody else was playing along. You know what I'm saying? They knew what the deal was. And so everybody in the room would say like C. The answer C, except for this one guy. And he, you know, for a couple of times he would be like, no, it's A, the answer's B, or whatever the correct answer was. And so they kept going along in the study and along in the study, and after a while that one dude, he was going and agreeing with all the wrong answers that all the other people were saying around him, because he didn't want to be the oddball out. So he looking at the page, you could tell in his, you could tell he was confused, and he was like, this can't be right. But he was saying the same answers as everybody else because he didn't want to be the odd one out. He felt, see, that's energy. That's how energy works. So he felt that we social creatures by nature. That's why it was such a, why it was so important to lock us down. But anyway, another story for another day. So by nature, we social creatures. So we don't want to be the odd. Nobody wants to really be the oddball out all the time and everybody else doing something and you by yourself, because you become lonely. You become isolated. You get those are feelings. You get the emotions beside your energy level lows. You become depressed and all the other negative things. And so, and somebody in the room, all the people in the room, and they seeming so confident and assured that what the answer is, you start self-doubting. You start doubting yourself. But damn, could I be wrong? All the time you right, you absolutely 100% accurate. But everybody else is wrong as two left shoes, but you're gonna go along because because the your energy level is dictating that you go along. So be careful. Be careful, because you can be easily led astray in that energy space. Somebody looked like they had something to say, and I don't know why it's low. Michelle. Oh, you said that's true. We have free will. Point was trying to make people are making decisions through fear. That the way I stated it may not have been clear, but I agree, sis. Oh, okay, that was early on. I think I'm missing folks. Yeah, some real. My father used to say the masses are the asses all over the world, and it's true. You better be careful paying attention to folks just because everybody else said something. In conclusion, I would just say, tune them out. Tune out those energies and tune into your gut and what your gut is telling you. You know what I'm saying? Tune out of, you knew what I knew. I wouldn't watch the news at all. It's hypnosis. They're actually hypnotizing you. It's real. They're hypnotizing you every time you tune in. And you know what I'm saying? And I stopped watching completely because, although my spirit fought against everything I heard, still, you just, them commercials, little drop planted seeds and little things that they say that your subconscious pick up on. So you think that you circumventing all the damage that they're dishing out, but your subconscious picking up on stuff. So I protect myself altogether. I check my aura from all that kind of stuff. Those raunchy music, and every other word is B word and the N word, and tearing each other down and go pop mollies and shoot each other in the street, and that's all they want to talk about, and the bling bling, and all materialism and all that stuff, and that's all some of us want to listen to all day every day, and don't think that stuff is affecting you in real life. I don't listen to none of that mess. Or even in Hollywood, some of these shows that come on now, even like this whole new agenda going on where Rome, it's all Roman. You really understand, it's all coming back to the Roman rule. They just exposing themselves these days. So, and every time you turn on a movie or a show, you got two men on man and a woman on a woman, and all these sexually dysfunctional manners and all that stuff that's going on, and you know what I'm saying, and you watching that. Although you may not agree with that being the highest energy level of lifestyle to practice. You may not agree with that at all, but you watching, and next to your next show, you watching, and next show, you watching, and next thing you know, you good. Oh, that don't bother you at all. Man on man, oh, that's just normal. That's just normal behavior. It becomes normalized in your mind. That's because you didn't allow them to hypnotize you. You didn't allow them to something that one time you were your whole being were what's the word I'm looking for? Rejected, you know what I'm saying? Your whole being rejected at one time. Now, you don't see it as nothing, not a problem. It ain't nothing. What's wrong with that? Yeah, because you've been effectively, systematically hypnotized. So you better be careful. Better tune them out. Have no fear. That's a big one. Have no fear, family. It don't, that's easier said than done. I know, but it's all in here. It's all in here. It's changing your mind. Your mind dictates. That's why it's at the top of your head, the top of your body for a reason. Your mind dictates what goes on in the rest of your being. So when you feel that fear rising up, you change your mind. You change the channel. Oh no, I ain't gonna let them, you know what I'm saying, physically and mentally change the channel. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, I can't let myself go there. You know what I'm saying? So let me find something else to tune my energy into that's going to bring my energy level back up, because fear lowers it. So don't fear. Dog's starting to bite. And don't obey. You know what I'm saying? Don't obey. It's time to reject. But they rebuke. You know what I'm saying? No way. I'm not doing what you want me to do, Satan. Later for you, Satan. You beast. You wicked beast. I ain't going along with your diabolical plan. Later for you. And so you got to have that attitude about the situation. Whatever that is that they're desiring for you to do. You got choice. You got free will. You got options. Whether you know it or believe it or not. You do. So don't obey. It's time to it's time to rise up and stand up and say no. You know what I'm saying? And if enough of us, that's when the strength is in numbers. If enough of us take on that attitude, they're gonna have to bow to our whims. They then have to bow to our whims. Because the only thing that's keeping this society right this moment from going in the same direction as Australia is that there's more guns. There is more guns than people. There is more guns in this country than there are people. And they know it. And the power that be, you know what I'm saying, the whole blood in the street scenario, although they not, it ain't like they won't, it ain't like they, that's beneath them. But I think for the plan they have in play, that ain't gonna work too well for them, and they know it. So they try to do it another way. They circumvent another way. That's why they, I tell you, y'all don't want to tune in. Y'all don't want to tune in. All them, y'all be playing party lines. Y'all want to play party lines. I'm a Democrat. I don't listen to what them Republicans say. Fox News lies. All them them Trump supporters, and y'all keep on playing them party lines. You missing out on valuable information when you do that. I say I tune in on all sides of the spectrum, deliberately. And so, yeah, I was gonna say, with the whole gun thing. Remember the whole gun for a long time? They was, them Republicans kept saying they trying to strip us of our First Amendment rights and or Second Amendment. Help me out. One of them, whichever one, the right to bear arms, that right. And no, and the NRA. Every chance they get cranked down, whenever all these major shootings, you notice y'all ain't heard nothing more about all these mass shootings going on? Peep game. Peep game, another story for another day. But anyway, when all them mass shootings was going on and they kept screaming on down on Capitol Hill that gun right, we gotta crack down on all these guns out on the street, and we gotta get these guns out of the street, and all them Republicans was like, F you, I ain't giving up nothing. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, because a lot of them saw the writing on the wall. A lot of them saw writing on the wall. So they tried. And a lot of the hoods, they was succeeded in confiscating a lot of them guns and stuff. They used to give out money for guns. You set up in the hood and give you $50 to bring you. When do they ever care about us? when you start really kind of like just peeling back the layers, you come to a better understanding of what's going on. You know, I never give a hoot about you killing yourself. Now all of a sudden they're gonna do all these campaigns to come up in your neighborhood and give you money to give up your gun, and then a week later they dumping guns off of trains, box loads of guns off of trains in the alleyways in the hood and stuff. Y'all better pay attention. That's all I'm gonna say. But don't obey. Don't obey. It's time to push back, stand up with those who are taking a stand and saying no. Yeah, don't bite the apple. That's the lure. To lure, the enticement, to persuasion. That's all they can do, really. That's all they really can do. They can entice you, they can persuade you, lure, they can tempt you, they can provoke you through fear. That's their number one weapon of choice. You know what I'm saying? They scare you half to death into submission. But when you have no fear and you stand your ground and you stand up and say no, and enough of us do that, the power in numbers, then they become weakened and they have to bow to our whim. And then when they really in trouble, when all those soldiers of war that they use to play out their diabolical plan, when they decide, the military and the police and people like that, the physical, the people that they got tentacles on, and they, you know, maneuver them which way they want. When they decide, nah, I ain't doing this. Nah, nope. That's my uncle over there. You tell him to go lock up because he won't take the kryptonite. I ain't trying to lock my own uncle up. Nah, I ain't going down like that. When they decide to change their mind and do something different, oh, it's over. It's game over. Chessboard. Put all the chess pieces of the chess board up and close the board. Game of Thrones. And this Game of Thrones is all over with. A new one starts. As always will. Every great nation must fall. It's been that way since the beginning of time. Every nation there ever was the greatest nation on earth, and that word great, you can break that down, you know what I'm saying, for proper understanding. But just know that every last one of them have come to an end. And if you one over here that's, you know what I'm saying, you the patriot, if you the consummate patriot out there that love your American flag and love the red, white, and blue, and sing and cry when the national anthem come on and all that stuff. If that's you, I'm sorry to tell you, sweetie. I'm sorry to tell you that, you know what I'm saying, every nation will come to its end. And this one is no different. Especially this one with all this wickedness. Can't keep going with all this wicked, unrighteous, corrupt, evil, spirited stuff that's hovering, and you think that this gonna go on, live happily ever after. You should check your own dial. You feel that way, check your own dial. Keep your power, family. Keep your power. Keep your autonomy. You have power. You have power. You have power and control over your own self. Use it. You know what I'm saying? Use it. Don't allow other people to manipulate you into giving up your power because you scared. Tell them no. And hang on and stand strong with those other folks who saying no. You know what I'm saying? And if enough of us say no, see, that's how we become weakened. Because of fear, we so afraid till we bow down and buckle. You know what I'm saying? And so you have 100 people, and 10 of them saying no. Nah, I ain't going out like that. But 90 of them bow down and buckle. And so the 10 is left like, you know, it's weak. They're in a weakened state because they need the vast majority to be strong with them in order to stand strong. like I keep telling people with all these jobs and careers and stuff that they're being threatened with. I said, if I were in your shoes, what I would be doing is I would be finding out, I would be going behind the backs and finding out who else in my work, in the work, that the field that I do, if it's a hospital and then nurses, is they trying to force all the nurses, it's the teachers, if it's the school, wherever, and they threatening, you know, your job if you don't take this kryptonite. I would be going around and finding out how many more people feel like me, how many more my colleagues, the teachers, or how many more the nurses or the doctors or the staff, the administrator, how many more feel the same way I feel, that I don't want to do this, I just don't want to do this, and get it in, right, document. Okay, well, you know what I'm saying, okay, well, it's a lot of us, that feel this way, that we don't want to do this. So we need to stand together and stand strong. So if we in a school, you know what I'm saying, or we in a hospital, and it take 1,000 people to run that hospital efficiently, and 400 of you is saying, I don't want to take kryptonite, you know what I'm saying, and y'all willing to say no and all stand up collectively together and say, you know what, we all 400 have decided that, okay, that's fine, we're not going to do this, so I guess we'll, you know, you gonna fire us, because don't quit, let them fire you. That's another story for another day, but just take my advice on that. But and the 400 of you say, oh, okay, well, no, you know, we're not gonna do that. They gonna be scrambling, they in trouble now, you know what I'm saying. How the heck you gonna run a hospital efficiently with 40% of your staff gone out of here, you know what I'm saying? So now they losing money, now patients is frustrated and going elsewhere. The other staff that is too afraid to stand with the mass majority, or don't understand what's going on, you know what I'm saying, they frustrated, and now they overworked like the airline, you know what I'm saying. So it creates a problem. But we have to stand collectively as a unit. You can't get it done singly, alone, and by yourself. So if it was me, I would be exercising my organizing skills and getting more people to together, like them nurses did down in Texas, you know what I'm saying. So it only really usually take one, just take one person who one courageous soul to get the whole ball rolling. All right, family, I'm getting off out here. Let me see if y'all got anything in here to share before I get off of this thing, because I've been on here long enough. Folks don't realize it's strength in numbers. Yes, and it's strength in numbers, no doubt. Lang says, control your diet. Oh yeah, that's something else I didn't get into. Control your feed. The feed they program for you has poison that goes into your brain and soul through your eyes, ears, nose, and mouth. Teach, beloved. Eat what you grow. Eat what you know. That's being self-sufficient. The king of the jungle is the gorilla, who is a vegetarian. Indeed it is. The gorilla don't bother any and does not kill to live. It eats to live. And you bother one of theirs, and they're young, and they'll rip your whole head off your shoulders. Vegan style. Yeah, exactly. Good teaching. I agree with that. The whole food scenario. Maybe we'll get into that on another stream. But family, yeah. So, in closing, I'm serious this time. I'm out of here. Know that we got this. You know what I'm saying? Despite how it looks, despite how it feels, despite all the friction, we got this. We are the most powerful source on the planet. And when you know that, you walk in that. And when enough of us walk in that, we become unstoppable together as a collective. They will not win this war. They will not win this war. Prophecy has been fulfilling forever. I don't care how you feel. about, you know, those ancient scriptures and scrolls and those hieroglyphs and those writings on the wall and those scriptures in books and all that kind of stuff. They all go back to the same energetic source, really, when you study them all. And they all, throughout time, prophecy has been fulfilled. And this is no different. And so the prophecy states that we're going to come out of this victorious. You know what I'm saying? We're going to come out of this victorious. This ain't the end of the world. It's the end of a certain people's rulership in the world. Their time is up, and they know it. Trust they know it. And their goal is to take down as many of us as they can get with them. You know, because they are the enemy of righteousness. And they hate and they despise and they can't stand anything that has the work of God, the work of the Creator in it. And so, yeah. And so, but don't let them scare you. You know, walk in your faith, maintain your own power, and hang on to the rope of a force that is higher than yourself. Hang on to that, because that's what's going to pull you through the bottleneck. You know what I'm saying? Right now we're going through a bottleneck, and it's tight and it's tense, it's pressure, it's all that stuff. But at the other end of that, just keep living, as my dad would say again. Just keep living, and you'll see. So hang on to the rope of the force that is higher than yourself, because that's what's going to pull you through this bottleneck. All right, family. I love you all. Take care of each other out there. And don't fight. All right. Peace.